Hey, hi, good evening. Okay, so everyone has been joining it here. Okay, good evening, everyone. So from different states. Okay, so let's see how many. So is trying to reach it. So from yesterday's session to today's session view. Okay, so many have been joined. So okay, I just trying to expect more and more. Okay, so how you all? Okay, we'll have some just have some view. Okay, so Tilak from Karnataka. So and okay, so is Deepak. Okay, Alex, I think might have joined. So in the previous session, continuation part. Cool. Okay, so hope everyone has been fine, and even in your location wise. Okay, so where you have been living, so on. Okay, so everything has been perfect. Okay, cool, cool. Right. So some have been from Hyderabad, so South Indian, and even from northern states. So many have been joined here. Okay. Right. So I'm expecting more here. So excited for today's session. Okay. So from the past of the previous session view and for today's sessions. Okay. So kind of where we are trying to learn few points or few related concepts, which will be much in depth or in a current industry wise. Also, we try to make it in that point of view where we can able to get an understanding and even in depth format also. Okay, so that we'll try to see it out also. Okay, so in previous session, do you remember those points and the tools which you have been used? Okay, so anyone can able to specify it? So what are the tools we have been known? Right, so it's like when some have been mentioned, so like an anaconda navigator and even spiders and so on. So like tools wise we have been mentioned, right? So in our previous session why, and even we have been tried out also. Yeah, collab, of course. Yeah, so collab is like an online base, right? Exactly. Okay, so like online base which like we are connecting with the Google servers and we are trying to work on. Yes, exactly. Right, so it's like, and have you downloaded and have you tried out? Okay, so some have been mentioning tortoise. Okay, did you feel any like new things you're trying out as? Okay, okay, good. So fine. So you have been like collab, right? So collaboratory. Okay, so you used to mention it as a collaboratory voice, and it's like kind of Python and even for the R programming voice. Okay, as I mentioned already, so mathematical concepts also we can able to invite, and it's not like in kind of auto syntax. Okay, so we need to write kind of a few syntax which has been related. We need to write and we need to fill it out. If there is any error point of view, we can able to find out and a kind of stack overflow. Now we have it out, right? So we'll be trying to display and we can able to get that corresponding syntax easily. Okay, but it's not like kind of auto syntax which has been present in Jupyter. Okay, maybe it might have been viewed in collab. Okay, so that's what I think you might be asking for. Like in collab, we got like explanation or description of that particular functionality. I think we are trying to mention it out in that way, right? So I'll try to show it out also, which is the one we are trying to mention as an auto syntax. Maybe in that format I was trying to mention. Okay, so few points which we have been taken yesterday's, and we are trying to make it as a continuation also. Okay, and you can able to learn like new techniques for today, and it might be much useful also. You can able to try it out, and yes, of course, kind of libraries. Yes, so Numpy, Pandas, which is more kind of popular library, which has been available also in our market. And for visualization, what you're trying to mention as in matplotlib, okay, and even for seaborn also. And that will be like further view which is coming in our upcoming days and so on. Okay, so for today's thing, like what is that numpy and how it will be looking like, and how the outcome we can able to identify, and further how can able to relate with pandas, which is advanced part of that numpy also. Okay, so these two main kind of libraries, I'll try to explain it out. Okay, so you can able to try it out. Maybe when I'm trying to apply, you can able to try it out also. Okay, so cool. So let me share it out. I'll just try to show it here. Okay, so of course everyone has been in collab. Okay, so even I'm trying to share my screen as collab view. Okay, so previous what we have been stopped, right? So I just try to use that itself. Hope my screen has been visible. Okay, right. So previous in our session we have been taught like about introduction of Python and few data types, right? So few data types have been specified. Okay, so now can you able to mention what is data types? Okay, so you have an idea, right? So kind of explanation about what kind of column it is, or what kind of information you're trying to get. It's like a numerical, or it's a kind of like word or sentence we are trying to relate also. Okay, so that we are trying to mention it as in data types. Okay, so because why I am trying to point out that here is like further in our pandas. Okay, so in our pandas library, or even in our numpy library and so on. So this data types is very much important. Okay, so that's why I'm trying to make it as a focus view for those data types content. Okay, so further for the visualization and so on. Okay, so for visualization view, like as I've been mentioned, okay, so now matplotlib and seaborn and even Power BI is a kind of tool. Okay, so even you have been mentioning it, what is Power BI and so on. It's a kind of tool where easy interface is like kind of drag and drop option. Okay, so which has been available. Okay, right. So it's like, yes, so data type is nothing but kind of integer, float, and many different things. Okay, so we'll try to see it out when I'm trying to apply it here. Okay, so shall we start it here for those things? Right. So let's give us the thumbs up. So we'll try to start, and few points later, which is more important, and then we'll try to enter to the corresponding like libraries which have been mentioned out. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so many have been joined, and it's like a kind of interesting. So we'll try to see it out. Yes, cool. Okay, yes. So have you heard this data structures? Have you heard anyone? So what is meant by data structures and so on? This is a kind of a structured format you might be mentioning it out. Okay, so many things like, yes, of course, a list, or even kind of tuples, or even a kind of set or dictionary. Is like, what are these things? Is nothing but like how the particular data has been stored. Okay, so this data structure means like how the data has been stored, where we can able to use that particular data, and we can able to have some kind of information, or have some kind of related drag and I mean like kind of extracting that particular text and so on. Yes. So even other things like we had like an array linked, and I mean like linked list we used to say, or stack. Okay, it's like queues where you can able to mention it as a corresponding of data structures also. Okay, so point of it like which is more related, and which is more frequently used. Okay, so one is like list and dictionary. Okay, so I'm trying to use that particular list, how to create a list, and from that I'll try to go for the libraries here. So then it will be very much easily how we are trying to relate it here, and how the corresponding like numpy will be trying to make it as more focus for us for the data analysis, and as well as for our data science field wise also. Okay, so let me try to give it here. So related to our data structures, okay, and then we'll try to touch it out for our libraries also. So here might have been got some points like what is this hash and so on. It's nothing but like kind of comment. Okay, so normally as we are trying to explain about that, so we are trying to give it as a commenting view. Okay, it's easy way for specifying it as an understanding format. Okay, so with hash, and even we have like in quotations also. Okay, so we can able to use that. Okay, so for now, like comments, we can able to make it as same. Okay, so now here I was trying to mention about list, right? Okay, so the list is like kind of multiple kind of values or multiple kind of information. So where we can able to store it in a corresponding square brackets. Okay, so that information might be like numerical value or any kind of words or sentences or like float, what you have been mentioned, decimal values. Okay, it's like kind of Boolean values, many things. Okay, so that let's say like even our Excel sheet is also our information only, right? So where we are trying to create as a table. Okay, the table format is as a point of information. So that we can able to create here. Okay, so as a point of us list wise. Okay, so let's create it here. So let me create just a point. I'll try to create. Okay, so list is a collection of information. Okay, so collection of information which has been present. Okay, so and can have like an even duplicate values also. Okay, because why I'm mentioning it out here, like repeated values will be present in our information. Let's say like how many number of people have been present here. I mean, who have been joining this session. So might be like and based on the age wise, we can able to relate. Okay, so age wise values you can able to find out, and there are people person names which have been available, and even how many have been working. So many different information I can able to gather. Okay, so in that point of it. So okay, so let's try to create. Okay, so we used to do it as in square brackets. Okay, like syntax is like in square bracket view. Okay, like how we are trying to create that format. Okay, so now if I say like, let's say some values I'm trying to store it. Just for now, okay, just like few values have been given, like numerical values. Even you can able to pass it as a decimal also. Okay, so these values have been stored into this particular variable name. Okay, so this might be like kind of row data, or this might be kind of column data also. Okay, so for a list wise which is being created, it might be a row or it might be a column. Okay, so hope in an Excel sheet might have been known. Okay, so like kind of row and column, how we are trying to relate and so on. Okay, so that is like a very easy way. Even I'll try to show it out through libraries. Okay, so that's for now how we are trying to create that list. We have been specifying here, and it's not like constant only that numerical values I need to give it out. Even kind of decimal values have been mentioned, or even a kind of string. Okay, so let's say here just I'm passing it out just for example I'm trying to mention. Okay, so like multiple values you can able to relate also, either in a row or either in a column wise. Okay, so for a creation wise, this is a format, and of course we can able to print. Okay, so already we have been seen about the print and so on. Okay, so printing that particular information present in that variable. Okay, so many things like duplicate values we can able to add out also in our corresponding list wise. Okay, so able to understand this how we are trying to create a list. Okay, so this is one of the more popular one like data structures which has been present. Other than things, okay, so we have it out, but in this like more frequently one. Okay, so in the list and even dictionary also we have. So dictionary further part. So but now more frequently which is being used, because everywhere like a kind of list how we can able to find out how it is trying to grab or extract that particular information. Okay, so through the list wise will be more easier way. Okay, so that we'll try to relate also. Okay, so no need to worry about these things like assignments and so on. So, okay, so for the end of the session we'll be trying to get past and so. Okay, so no need to worry about now, just trying to get focused, and let's see some good points related to it for our libraries wise. Okay, so able to understand here. So any doubts for this like list wise which you are trying to if you can just mention it out. Okay, so meantime I'll try to answer related to those things also. Okay, so we are going to see about main two libraries. Okay, so one is like Numpy. So have you heard this Numpy? Okay, so kind of mathematical a kind of name which has been present, numerical Python. Okay, so maybe you might have been heard of this. So Numpy. So we name it as a numerical Python. Okay, so I'll try to explain a little bit of this. and then we'll try to apply it further also. Okay, so a kind of numerical Python means like how we can able to say like, have you seen this mathematical concept of array? How many have been seen in the school days? Of course, you might have been heard of like arrays. I mean, kind of matrix. Okay, so I just try to draw it here. Okay, so maybe some might have been known about this. It's a kind of matrix might have been known, right? So let me see here. So it will try display. Okay, so how many have been known about this one? Let me show. Yeah, of course, like collection of same data and so on, which is being related here, and those will try to add out also. Okay, so that's what I was trying to mention. Okay, so we'll try to see just a point of explanation. So for now, I'll just try to relate. Okay, so how we are trying to add out and so on. Let me try to show it here. Okay, so matrix. Okay, that I was trying to ask it. Okay, so like matrix, how it has been related and so on. Okay, so anyone, any idea? So how is a matrix will be present? Okay, so have you seen this in mathematics? You might have been learned. That's what I was trying to draw it here. Okay, so we used to have some values, right? So just for example, like okay, just for few values I'm trying to relate. Okay, so this we name it as a matrix view. Okay, many have been known. Okay, just for few kind of information. So okay, so like either it might be like multiple matrix or like a single matrix and so on. Okay, so why I'm trying to consider this matrix now in this numerical Python? Okay, so any idea? So why I'm trying to consider this, or any related points is being taken to this one? Any idea? So anyone can able to specify it? Okay, let's see. So how many have been known here? Known about this concept of matrix, which has been much related to our field. Okay, so many of them thinking like why this mathematical concept is being entered to our field. Okay, it's like mainly for statistical wise, right? So that the time will be much related also. Okay, so some have been trying to specify it. Okay, so I just want more answers coming up here. Okay, so in this like this sheet here, can you able to differentiate? You can see. Okay, I'll just try and draw it actually. Okay, yeah. So I'm just trying to make it like kind of rows and columns. Okay, so here you can see this. It's a kind of Excel sheet, right? By seeing this one, it's a kind of Excel sheet, like kind of two rows and three columns. Okay, so now you might have got an idea. Okay, nothing but we are trying to take it as an Excel sheet, which we are going to create. It's nothing but a matrix only. Okay, which is like even if you go to an Excel sheet, if you just open your Excel sheet or like spreadsheets, it will be like a matrix view without that like cells which have been present. Okay, so it's like a kind of default or like a basic view is like in matrix format. So this we are trying to learn. Why? Because any particular information. Okay, so from the client side, yeah, according to industry wise, I'm trying to mention from the client side, when you're trying to share that information, I mean that data set or that Excel sheet, it will be like a matrix views when you're trying to work on a particular libraries or analysis or even that visualization which you have been mentioning. Okay, so everything will be related. Okay, that's why I was trying to mention. So have you seen this matrix and why we are trying to relate to the our particular libraries and further even for advanced kind of techniques also. So the matrix nothing but it's a kind of where rows and columns we are trying to get created. Okay, because like here it's like two rows, right? So there's one row and second row which is being present and another one. So here like number of columns. So three columns have been available. Okay, so that's what I was trying to mention it here. So got this why I was trying to mention about this matrix. Okay, so we'll try to create. Okay, so we'll try to create this matrix. Okay, so where we can able to view that as an outcome, and further with that particular outcome, even any particular data which is present in my system also, I can able to display it out here. Okay, like Excel sheet, I can able to directly display in my Jupyter notebook also. Okay, so let me show it here. Okay, so this Numpy is like a library. Okay, so library means like kind of information or functionalities, okay, so which is already been created and stored in one particular name. Okay, just think like kind of college, okay, just like think as one college as Python. Okay, in college we have like a library, right? Okay, so like a library, we have like a library classroom and so on. So in that particular library we have like books, multiple books will be present. Okay, so each and every book will be having one concept. The same thing. Python is like one particular programming where they have all the packages or all the libraries have been present. And in that, we are trying to take one particular book that is nothing but one of the book is like Numpy. Got it. So because many have been known like what is the name of that? What is the meaning of that library? Or we are trying to mention is a kind of book or concept which has been already present. We are trying to take and we are trying to use it, or we are trying to apply and execute it and so on. Okay, this is the only difference we had. Okay, got it. So why the word library you're trying to use it here? It's like a huge, many different concepts have been available. Okay, it's in this Python programming, which related to our field or related to our with this machine learning concept. So this NumPy and Pandas have been more importance. Okay, this is what I'm trying to mention it out here. But right here, so any doubts you can just mention. Okay, so in the chat you can just relate. Yeah, of course. So the thing is like we can able to create like kind of a two-dimensional way or a single dimension and so on, where two rows and three columns we can able to create here itself. Okay, so let's go here. So for importing any library, okay, so importing means to use that particular library. Okay, so to use that library, how we can able to apply it? Okay, because we are trying to take that book and we are trying to read it, right? So in that meaning, so to use that particular library, how we need to specify that command. Okay, so importing the library. So any library, okay, so any library we can able to import. Okay, so using some constant command here. I'll show that command. Okay, so I'll just write it out here, because even for pandas or even for matplotlib or any other library also, syntax will be the same. Okay, so syntax format will be the same view. Okay, so I'll just write it here. So syntax for any library. So any library. Okay, so import library name alias short name. Okay, so that AS is nothing but alias. Okay, so if I say like that library name is very lengthier, okay, so I can make it short like a single letter, and that particular single letter I can able to use it anywhere else. Okay, that is the only difference we had. So we are trying to import our library name and alias short name. Okay, so you can able to make different names, but globally which we have been known. Okay, so in this particular field who have been working. So if I try to mention for NumPy some short name, so it is like everyone has been known. Okay, so commonly we used to say it as a NP. Okay, so NumPy as NP, we are trying to use it. Even you can use it our own name also. Okay, so in that format, so our own name also you can able to give it out. Okay, so then every time I need to use it my name itself. So for the instead of NumPy, I'll be trying to use it. Again, it'll be like a lengthy format only. Okay, so now here in this, so import NumPy. Okay, you can see here below it's trying to get displayed, right? So NumPy and so on. So that information is trying to get displayed. So as even in the starting we have been asking, like auto syntax, we have it. Okay, it's like it's not like kind of auto syntax you can able to say. It is trying to help us where ID is being present. Okay, this collab has the ID, right? So it is trying to get displayed like about the library, about the information which is being present, or which will be very useful for us. Even what and all we can able to write it as it is. Okay, so here you can see. So it's trying to mention. So you can see like below as NP is trying to display automatically, right? So as NP. Okay, so you can see that. So once I've been scrolling on that, you can see that information is trying to gather. Okay, so like fast mathematical operations, homogeneous items, like all the mathematical calculations which can able to relate in our NumPy library. Okay, so we can able to calculate. I mean, like all operations we can able to add out also. Okay, so we'll try to see. Okay, so don't you worry about that. So we'll try to see it out here. So let me run. Okay, using some shortcut keys, you can able to run it out also. Okay, just use the Control Enter or Alt Enter. So for any particular tools, we are trying to use it out. Okay, so just try to execute with alt enter or shift enter, because every time no need to go and click on this play button where you are trying to execute that command view. Okay, so there's only difference. Okay, so fine. So let's try to create some kind of two-dimensional array and so on. Okay, so can you able to see that outcome? So how can you able to create is like through array. Okay, so through array. Have you heard this word array? Have you heard this one? Array functionality. So some might have been yes. Okay. So can you able to specify what is array? Okay, so many have been mentioning it out. So array is like functionality and so on. Already I've been some have been tried out also. So which I'm trying to apply. Okay, so because some have been not known, so we are trying to see. Okay, so similar data. Okay, okay, let's see. So let us try to apply it. Okay, so now here, so which we have been known. So array. Okay, so numpy dot array. So why I'm trying to relate from our numerical value. Okay, so numerical Python library. Okay, so numpy dot array, and here inside we are trying to pass it as a list. Okay, so here I've been given some double bracket, right? It's like single bracket you can able to give it, or even double bracket also can able to give it. Okay, single dimension array and multi-dimension array. So two things will be forming each here. Okay, and with this array, I can able to even attach to our pandas also. Okay, like advanced part of the corresponding numpy. So I can able to relate two things. I'll show it out here. Okay, so here for this, let's say I'll try to go it for a simple list. Okay, so here I'll try to pass some values. Just for example, for now, let me try to pass some values here. It might be any kind of numerical values or whatever maybe. Okay, so for now, so the outcome which is trying to display. Okay, so it's trying to display like kind of array of those values. Okay, right. So here the one point you need to relate is like this is whether it's like a single dimension or a multi-dimension. Can you able to specify that? Whether this one will be a single dimension or multi-dimension, let's see. So how many able to answer this one and so on. Whether it's like a single dimension or multi-dimensional. Okay, so it's like a single dimensional, yes. So now can check this. So it's a single dimensional view. How can you able to see it is like, I'll show it out here. So we have a property called as a shape. Okay, so dot shape. Okay, so dot shape is nothing but it's trying to identify how many number of rows and how many number of columns. Okay, so actually normally it will be trying to display it here. Okay, so based on that, so how many number of rows and how many number of columns have been available. For single dimensional, always it will be like a kind of rows will be present where columns had not been available. Okay, it's a kind of rows have been present, and columns normally we used to say it as there is no columns, only index have been present. Okay, so here you can see that outcome, and based on that single square bracket also. Okay, so here we have been get like a single square bracket, right? Starting of a square bracket and closing like square bracket. So that is as a single dimension array where either a single column, okay, or either like a single row or a single column we can able to create, or we can able to attach those values here. Okay, so here the outcome which is trying to display. Okay, so how it would be like? So it will be like rows, comma, columns. That is the outcome we are trying to get it here. Okay, so it's nothing but the rows and the columns. So present we have like 6 rows. Okay, and no columns have been available. So that no columns like no indexes. Okay, like kind of like labels have been present here. Okay, like kind of default view like labels have been available. Okay, so I'll try to reshape this. Okay, so where you have been mentioning it out like kind of two-dimensional. Okay, so this is a single dimensional, right? So able to get it. So anyone, so you can able to specify it's a single dimensional, right? So yes, so I can able to show it here. Okay, let me write it out also. Single dimensional array. Okay, so this I can able to convert into a multi-dimensional also. Okay, so multi-dimension, how to convert? I'll try to mention it out now. Okay, so for the multi-dimensional array, so we have a property called as a reshape. What is the meaning of reshape? Simple, like we are trying to change it, right? So we are trying to shape of, I mean, we are trying to change that shape of that values which have been present, or that array values which have been present. Okay, so shape is like how many rows and how many columns. It's not anything else, like only nothing but the records and columns view. So already we have like total as 6, right? So 6 like corresponding total corresponding values have been available is 6. So in our reshape, we need to mention like how many rows, how many columns should be equal to number of values. Okay, so how many rows and how many columns should be equal to the number of values here. Okay, so I can able to specify. So 2 comma 3. So 2 into 3 is like 6, right? So 2 into 3 is 6. The meaning is like 6 values have been taken or arranged in that particular format of 2 rows and 3 columns. Okay, so you can see the outcome here. So you can able to observe. So it's like kind of matrix, right? So that's what the starting have been drawn. Okay, so now it's like a kind of matrix. Okay, so here you can see, just I'm trying to attach to it. Okay, 2 rows and 3 columns view. Okay, so now you got it. I think so. Why I was trying to relate. So matrix view, nothing but our information which has been required. Okay, so any particular data. So we can able to even create it here. I mean, like a creation of a data. Okay, so normally data engineers and all they are trying to do it. Okay, kind of some related information or dummy data they want to create. Okay, so they can able to use it to create in this format also. Like a backend part with this particular array format also they can able to create here. Okay, so we got like shape. So right, and even we have been reshape. So 2 comma 3, nothing but 2 rows and 3 columns. Can we able to interchange that? Is it possible that like I want 3 rows and 2 columns? Can you able to make that, or it's not like we cannot able to do it? Is it possible? Can you able to specify? So whether we can able to give it as a reshape of 3 comma 2? Yes. Right. So it just a small changes. Okay. So not much difference. You can see it here itself. Just a small change I can able to apply. This 3 comma 2 we can able to give it nothing but the first one will be taken. I mean the value of 3 will be taken for the rows. I mean 3 rows and 2 columns. Right. So now you can see the outcome. Values will be the same. Okay. So now we can see that outcome as 3 rows here and 2 column view. Got it. So with that particular information, okay, so how many number of values, okay, that is more important. Let's say like I have like an corresponding like 11 values, just for example 11 values I have. Always this reshape which is being present, which you're trying to apply, it will be taken as rows into columns equal to number of values. Okay, so you might be thinking, okay, so like 7 plus 4 will be taken as 11, so we'll try to give it as 7 plus 4. No, always rows into columns will be taken as a number of values. Okay, so 11 can be taken as, if suppose 11 values are there, so 11 can be taken as 11 into 1 or 1 into 11. Okay, that reshape format which have been mentioned out. Okay, so either these two correspond, that multiplication part which we have out. So these two ways you can able to apply it here. So for that corresponding odd number of value. Got it? Okay, so able to understand, right? So that format of this matrix what we have it out. Okay, this is a basic one. Okay, this is a basic matrix which how we are trying to get created. Okay, through array functionality. Array is nothing but kind of where the data information you're trying to get stacked. Stacked is nothing but trying to get arranged in that particular format of row and column. Okay, it's trying to get arranged. Okay, so those first value, second value, and so on is trying to get arranged in that particular format that we are trying to mention in sequence where all the number of information or number of values in an array view. Okay, right. So I think might have been got some good information now. Okay, so now, okay, so like always try to make it as in rows into columns. Okay, so you're trying to mention it out. Okay, so don't forget that row into columns will be there, not like row plus column or row minus column and so on. Okay, so in that way only be trying to add it up here. Okay, and even this information. Okay, so this information which has been present and as a matrix which has been present, we can able to extract a single value also, or even you can able to extract or you can able to pick it out multiple values also. Okay, why I'm trying to mention this extracting that value. Let's say here we have 9. The first value has been 9. I want to grab that value 9 from that particular row or from that particular column. Why I'm trying to mention here, this think in a way like Excel sheet has been present. Just think this is as an Excel sheet. Okay, so some column of 9, 90, and 34, some kind of data related to it, and 67, 145, some other kind of related information. So I want to grab it, or I want to filter out, or I want to extract that particular row itself. I mean that 9 and 67 particularly, I want to grab it. Okay, so from our Excel sheet and so on. So that kind of concept will be available where in our data analysis. Okay, so data analysis means like where let's say like according to this column, I mean the first column what we had, so 9, 90, and 34, which is the least value, like minimum value is like 9. So which particular row it has been present, I want to extract it here. Similarly in that column of 2, okay, so next column which has been available, so which particular information is least value, so I want to grab it. So this kind of analytical view also will be happening. Okay, so we will be learning it out also. Okay, so at that time this extracting or slicing, okay, so used to mention as a slicing. Okay, extracting or slicing that particular value from the matrix. Okay, so shall we learn it further? Okay, so I'll show it out also. Maybe some might have been known, okay, some might have not. Okay, so it's like kind of new information, okay, so which you're trying to learn it here. Okay, so it's nothing but like slicing. Okay, so slicing we are trying to mention. Okay, so how we are trying to extract that particular information from that matrix. Okay, so let me store it actually. Let me store it out here because further we are trying to take that single variable name itself. Okay, so let's say, okay, this is my data. So A is nothing but our variable name, which is having that matrix. Okay, so now here for this, so syntax format. Okay, so syntax for slicing a value. Okay, it might be like a single value or it might be like multiple values. Okay, so have you tried before in like related to slicing view? Okay, and then I'll come back to that shape also. Okay, so because like almost will be related to that shape also in that point of it. Okay, so like shape is nothing but where to mention about or to find out how many number of rows and how many number of columns, right? So in the shape view, so that is like default. Okay, so previous we have been seeing, and here is trying to get displayed. So I mean this kind of list values which have been passed is as a single dimension array. Always single dimension contains rows, it doesn't have columns. Okay, just remember that way. It has only rows and it doesn't have the columns, and it's not an alternative that it doesn't have rows and will be behind that column. Okay, so just remember that format. Okay, so just a kind of alternative, just I'm trying to mention to. So always it contains rows for this single dimensional. For multi-dimensional means contains for both row and the column. Okay, so shape we have been seen already, and now we are trying to reshape based on the number of values available in that particular array. Okay, so how many values we had? It was like 6 values. Okay, so 6 values have been present. So 6 is like 2 into 3 is 6, or 3 into 2 is 6, or even you can able to mention like 6 into 1, 1 into 6. Okay, so either format also can able to get where both the row and column availability we can able to mention it as a corresponding with reshape of those multi-dimensional array. Okay, so here I might have been known like I'm trying to mention like single dimension, multi-dimension. So how we are trying to differentiate is like here this single square bracket is single dimensional, multiple square bracket is nothing but multi-dimensional here. Okay, so here you can see that outcome. So you can see like 2 square brackets available. One will be for row. I'll just highlight. One will be for row and one will be for the column. Okay, so now we got that. Okay, I think so. Some have been asking for the shape view. Okay, so just have been made as a recap. Okay, so it's a shape and so on. Nothing but like based on the values we are trying just to change that. That's a simple way. Okay, And previous we had like a single corresponding square bracket. Okay, that only will be taken for the row wise. Okay, that will be taken only for the row, single square bracket which we had. Multiple is like will be taken for row as well as for the column view. Got this one? Cool. Okay, so now we'll go for that slicing. Okay, so which have been mentioned here, like to extract that particular value from that matrix. Okay, so from that matrix, how we are trying to extract it here, and then I'll try to show you like this pandas point of it. Okay, so pandas like advanced of Numpy. Okay, so how it will be looking like? Also, I'll try to display it here. Okay, so in that way. So now for this slicing, let me give some syntax. Okay, so are you clear with that for the shape view? Cool, cool, cool. Okay, right. So syntax is nothing but very simple, like variable name we need to mention. Okay, variable name we need to specify. Variable is nothing but that variable name of a, which has been already stored, right? Variable name, and we need to mention the row index. Okay, I mean kind of row index number, and the column index number. Okay, so these two things we need to specify it out here. Okay, so which row it has been present and which column it has been present. Based on that, we can able to grab that particular value easily here. Okay, so for this kind of single value and even multiple values also we have. Okay, so that is further point. Okay, so first we'll try to see. So it's a single value and the multiple values. So before I'm trying to apply, okay, I'll show it out like a point which you can able to get easily remembered. Okay, so before that, so always in our Python programming, okay, so always in our Python programming, just remember that index will be always starts from 0. Okay, so index means like starting of the numbers. Okay, so corresponding to that, always will be starting with 0. Okay, so now here either in the row or either in the column. Okay, so here you can see, so for the row wise I'm trying to mark it here. So 0, 1, 2. Okay, so this is for the row. Okay, so which have been mentioned out. So horizontal way which you are trying to see 0, 1, 2. Similarly for column also will be taken as a 0, 1. Okay, because like present we had only like two columns. Okay, so 0 and 1 which is being present here. So based on these indexes, okay, that's what I've been given like row index number, column index number. Okay, so using this indexes only, I'll be trying to grab or I'll be trying to extract that particular value. Either it might be single value or either it might be like multiple value, whatever maybe. Okay, so I'll try to use this. Okay, let me try to apply. You can able to see it out here. Okay, I just removed that actually. Okay, yeah, fine. So let me say like I want to grab that particular value 9. Okay, so grabbing that particular value 9 here. So first we need to mention which index it has been present. Okay, value 9 in which row index and which column index. Okay, so I'll just scroll it a little bit above. Okay, so you can also able to view it. Okay, maybe, yeah. Okay, so I'll just mark it once again. So 0, 1, 2. So we had 3 rows and 2 columns which have been present. Okay, so let's apply it here. Okay, so the value 9 I want to get grab. So which row it has been present is nothing but 0th row. Okay, because only value 9 I want to pick it out. Okay, so it is present in the 0th row here. So if I try to execute, okay, so if I just try to execute, you can see that their outcome, we got like 9 and 67. Okay, so we got the outcome as 9 and 67. And can you able to identify whether it's like a single dimension or multi-dimension, the outcome which we got it? Let's see how many have been able to answer this. Okay, so what is the outcome we got it? Whether it's like a single dimension or multi-dimensional? Let's see how many have been able to answer correctly. Okay, like how many have been able to understand. So can you able to specify? Yes. Of course, correct. So it's like a kind of single dimensional outcome. Okay, so which we have been got it. So as I mentioned, like single square bracket, we'll be mentioning it as a single dimensional. If we had like a double square bracket for this array outcome, then you can able to mention it as a multidimensional. Okay, so presently I got the value like, I mean, using an index of 0, which is nothing but that whole row we have been picked out. Okay, so whole row we got that information. I mean, we have been extracted. Okay, so we have been sliced that. Slicing is like we are trying to cut and we are trying to pull it out, right? So in that way. Okay, so row index number we have been given. Okay, so comma column index numbers also I can able to pass it out because I need to grab only the single value. Okay, so presently. So 9 which is being present, in which column it is? Okay, so in which column it is, we need to specify. So here already 0, 1, 2, and the column also you can able to specify it as 0, 1. Right, so it is nothing but it's present in the 0th column. Right, so I'll just try to mark it here. So it is present in 0. So now when see I can able to pull it out or I can able to slice that value 9 from that matrix. Okay, so I can able to slice that value 9 from that matrix. So based on the indexes which is for the matrix what we have taught, either row or either column. So we need to mention, then you can able to grab it easily here. Okay, this is like a kind of single value. Okay, so which we are trying to get picked out. Okay, so even let's say here I just want to pick out the value 45 just for example. Okay, so value 45 I want to grab it. So with our variable name, and we need to mention which row index it has been present. Right, so we need to specify it. So which row index it has been present. So 0, 1, 2. So it's present in the row index of 2. So you can able to mention it here 2. Okay, so 2 have been given. You can see the outcome. So we got that 34 and 45 from that matrix already which has been available. And I want particularly 45. Right. So I want particularly 45. So 45 in which particular column it has been present. So the syntax will be the same. There is no changes. So row index number we have been given, comma, column index number. So which column it is? So 0th column and first column. So first column it has been present here. So column index of 1. Now we are trying it picked out. Okay, so this how, okay, so this how we used to grab, okay, so we used to slice any particular value which is being present in the matrix. Okay, this is a basic matrix which we have taught. Okay, so able to get this point like index and I mean for row index and column index, how we are trying to relate. Okay, so it's like very easy. Okay, so like through indexes we are trying to do it here. Okay, so very simple one. Okay, so easily you can able to understand also. Fine. So even for multiple view, okay, so multiple view also can able to, I mean, multiple values, we can able to pick it out also. Okay. So, but most of the time will be like either whole row or either whole column, we can able to grab it. Okay. So either whole row or either whole column, most of the time we'll be trying to grab it here. Okay, so in that point, we have one very interesting concept. Okay, like column method. Maybe you might have been heard that one or not. Maybe some have been in Numpy, so they can able to even understand. Like so, in that like column method we have it out. Okay, so I'll try to show it out here. Okay, so let me try to print out my variable already, which I've been using it. Right, I'll just try to print out here. So let's say I want to grab. Okay, so I want to grab this. Values of 9, 67, 90, and 100. Okay, I just want to pick out the first two rows which has been available. I want to pick it out here. Okay, so you can able to see that. So let me show. So we have that concept called as a colon method. Okay, I just write it out here. Colon method. It's like very interesting view. So syntax will be the same. Okay, so syntax wise will be the same, like how we are trying to mention it out. And okay, so let me show it here. So as I mentioned, like I want to pick out zeroth row and the first row. Both I want to pick it out here. Okay, so only for row present, I mean for row index number, I'm trying to mention it out here first. Okay, so zeroth row is the first, the whole row will be picked out. Okay, so whole row will be picked out. Colon. Colon means like kind of continuation. Okay, so kind of continuity till where you want to stop it. Okay, so end point you can able to mention it out. Okay, I'll just write out also. So end point. Okay, and after that colon, the value what you're trying to get, maybe like nth value you can able to specify that n value you need to specify it out here. Okay, just have been given 0 colon n. Okay, just for understanding. So that n value you're trying to mention out here. So always for this we can able to mention, so that endpoint is like corresponding. Okay, so like kind of n minus 1. Okay, or last index. Okay, so you can able to mention that. So n minus 1. Okay, so n minus 1 concept we are trying to use it. That n value is nothing but which corresponding index we are trying to pick it out and so on. Okay, so you can able to relate here. So now let's see. So as I mentioned, like I want zeroth row as well as the first row. Okay, so both the rows I want to pick it out here. Okay, so in that point of it, so here if I try to give it, okay, so zeroth row and the first row, so here equal to last index, this out takes. So last index means where I want to stop it out. Okay, so I want to stop in the index of 1, I mean row index of 1, I want to stop it. Zeroth index I require, row index of 1 also has been required, so there is a stoppage. So n value we need to pass it here. So n value we need to pass it out. That's why n minus 1 equal to last index. So according to this, so 2 minus 1 equal to 1. The 2 value is nothing but the corresponding last index is nothing but row index of 1. So this is the row index. Okay, this is row index. Okay, corresponding to presently which have been mentioned out. So okay, according to this example. So now can able to relate. Okay, so if I give 0 colon 2, so now can see that both the rows will be trying to get grabbed, or both the rows will be trying to get displayed here. And of course, the columns already we have been picked out. Okay, so only thing is like the n value we need to mention. So n value will be like n minus 1 concept only. Okay, so along with the where you want to stop it out, so you can able to mention the next index in a simple way to mention. So I want to stop till the row index of 1. So next index will be 2. If I give 2, 0 colon 2, you'll be stopping to that corresponding first row, I mean 0th row and the first row itself. Okay, so now both the corresponding rows which have been present, we are trying it picked out. Okay, this is only for the continuity kind of indexes, not like an if you want to pick out that corresponding index of 2 separately, I mean row index of separately and row index of 0 separately. So this column method doesn't able to take it further. Okay, so we have like another kind of concept in that column method, another kind of concept has been available also. Okay, so let me show it another way. So for this, okay, so are you able to get it? Okay, I'll just try to recap that one also. Okay, so here you can see that. So 0 colon 2 is nothing but 0th row colon the last index. Okay, the corresponding last index where you're trying to stop. Okay, are you clear here or you got it, everyone? Shall we try another one here? Okay, let's try with other things. Okay, fine. So even let's say here I want to grab. Okay, so I want to pick it out 9 and 90. Okay, so I just want, or is like 67 and 100. So I just want to pick it out here. Okay, so we can able to mention. Okay, so A of 67 and 100. Okay, so both the corresponding values I want to grab it. Okay, so 67 and 100. So which row it has been belong to? So it is present in 0 colon 2. Both the rows wise we have been given. Already we have been done it. Okay, but 6700 particularly we are trying to pick it up. Which column it has been available is nothing but comma column index of 1. So this already well known. But the outcome we got like an single dimension array, right? So the outcome which we got it, it's nothing but like a kind of single dimension array. So that we can able to work up. So if you give it as 1 colon 2, nothing but multi-dimensional view here. Okay. So this is the main difference. So able to get this one. So any, if you want specified, let me see. So how many able to get it? Okay, cool, cool, cool. Okay, so you are on the same page now. I mean, the same concept, understanding concept. I think everyone is a good to go. Okay, cool, fine. So here, this kind of slicing. Okay, so we are trying to do it as a basic. Okay, as a basic wise, we are trying to understand. Same when you try and do it in our pandas. Okay, there are some methods. Okay, so in pandas, because why I'm mentioning it out is advanced concept of the numpy. Okay, so same concept which is being related will be the advanced concept in the view. Okay, advanced concept for the numpy itself will be under the pandas view. So I'll show it out also how pandas will be looking like. Okay, kind of Excel sheet format. Okay, and even we can able to grab a data. Okay, let's say like I have a data or Excel sheet present in my system. I can able to display it here it out also, and we can able to play around with that particular information also. Okay, so let me show it out. Okay, so this is like kind of numpy view, like creation of an array we have been seen as slicing. Same part. Okay, let's say like this data which has been present. Okay, let me try to use it here. Okay, so this matrix which has been available. Okay, so this A already a matrix which has been present. So we'll try to apply it out. So for that again, we require the library. So we need to import that particular library here. Okay, so pandas, I'm trying to do it. Have you heard this pandas full form? What is the meaning of it? We are mentioning pandas, pandas, so on. So any idea what is the full form and what will be related? Any point? What is the meaning of pandas? Let's see. Any idea what is the meaning of pandas? Okay, not like which we have the animal pandas. No. Okay, fine. So the meaning is like Python data analysis library. That is a full form. Okay. So Python data analysis library. Okay, so that's what I'm mentioning here, mainly for analytical view. Okay, so mainly for analysis or understanding that information. So this pandas lab will be much focused. Okay, so like mainly highlighting view. Okay, so that's why this name. Okay, so Python data analysis library, all the kind of explorations and all. Okay, so exploration means like analysis only. So exploration part and kind of operations related to it, everything will be under this particular library itself. Okay, so here same syntax only have been taken. Okay, so there is no changes in the syntax. Import numpy as np, import pandas as pd, like short name. Okay, so even for other libraries like matplotlib, cborn, the same format of syntax will be the similar view for importing itself. Okay, so let me try to use this. Okay, so it's pandas. These are all have been pre-installed. Okay, all have been pre-installed library. Even for let's say sometimes I might have been getting some point. If that library is not installed, then how I can able to install? Okay, that point also might be raising. Okay, so the last I'll try to display it out also. So how I can able to install that particular library information? Okay, so let me show it out first. Previous which we had that continuity, right? So we'll try to see that. So as a matrix what we have been viewed the same format in pandas, we have a function called as data frame. Okay, so data frame is being available. Data frame is like data is like information, I mean the rows and columns. Frame is nothing but where we have that indexes. Okay, in our Excel sheet we have it out, right? So on the left hand side we have some index and the column we have that index and so on, right? So in that format of it. Okay, so data is the values present inside and outside the, like a kind of window. Okay, so you can able to say frames. So in the row index frame and the column index frame. Okay, so let me try and apply so we can able to see that outcome. So this how is to give it out. Pandas dot data frame, and for which one we need to apply. So let's say previous variable name in numpy we have been created that a, right? Okay, so variable has the some matrix outcome. Okay, so here you can see the view. Can you able to see this? Is it like Excel sheet? Okay, is it as it's like Excel sheet, right? right? So it's like rows and columns. Previously, I used to write it out 0, 1, 2 for the row, and I showed it out, right? The same in the matrix. Now in our data frame, so this particular values, so 9, 67, 90, 100, so on. These are the data information. Frames are nothing but row and the column. Okay, this is the frames we are trying to see. And no need to worry about that. I mean, these are 0 and 1 are like default indexes, okay? Either for row or either for the column. So default indexes have been present here. So that also we can able to change. Okay, I mean that row names and the column names also you can able to change it out here. Okay, so I'll show it out. Okay, so now that's what we have been mentioning. So Numpy and Pandas. So Pandas is like advanced of Numpy. Okay, you know I'll just write out here. So advanced of Numpy. Okay, so later the Pandas view. So now I can check this. I'll just try to add the indexes. Okay, so index names you can able to add it out here. Okay, so I'll just show it out for this. And one more thing, it's like a kind of case sensitive. Okay, so the functionality and all which you're trying to write it, it's a kind of case sensitive view because a D is being capital and F is capital. If you try to make it like small letters, you'll get some error view also. It doesn't able to take it. Okay, because the creation of it has been the same. Okay, so with that corresponding like D as capital and F is being capital view. Okay, so be particular with that syntax. Okay, so in that way, fine. So let me show you here. If you want to change those row indexes, I mean the names which is being present, 0, 1, 2, right? So if you want to change that, let's say for now, okay, let me try it out, give it here. Kind of student A, student B, and student C. Okay, this will be taken here for the row indexes. Okay, so now you can see it here. Previously it was 0, 1, 2. Okay, so previously you can see that. Just let me zoom it out here. So you can see both things. Okay, so you can see like 0, 1, 2 has been present and now it's like ABC. So it is being changed. And for column also you can able to make that changes. Okay, so for columns you can able to, I mean these index is nothing but a kind of parameter or attribute present in that function. Okay, or a kind of arguments also can able to say. Okay, so this we are trying to give it. Okay, and then we are trying to use it where to make some changes in the outcome. Okay, so now in this for columns, let's say like something like mark 1, okay, or marks 1, and for marks 2. Okay, so just for now. Okay, so here you can see. So now we got like kind of like let's say student A, student B, student C, and we have like a columns as marks 1 and marks 2 here. Okay, so like both the columns and rows which have been available, we are trying to display some columns names as well as the row names of it. Now you can see it's totally like in kind of Excel, right? It's totally is been related here, and here this is just a kind where it is trying to display as if as an Excel sheet. Okay, so now they are trying to add it few things. Okay, so just have been clicked on that, so just trying to get displayed in an Excel sheet format. Okay, so just like an you can see this one, I kind of convert this in an interactive table wise they're trying to display. Okay, so got this one how we are trying to create a data frame. Okay, so Pandas is like Python data analysis library. Okay, so it's a data analysis library. Okay, so here I've been returned here for this, and it's a advanced of Numpy. Okay, so previous Numpy was a very basic, right? So like arrays and all I was trying to mention, very basic one. Pandas will be the advanced of it. That's what where in real time view also we are trying to use this Excels, and backend part will be like in kind of array only. Okay, that's what I was differentiating that. And now using the data frames. Okay, so using this data frame, which is very much frequent name, even if you search for related to pandas, this will be more important also. Data is nothing but those values. Okay, data is nothing but those values. I mean, this 9, 6, 7, so on. These are the values. Data frame is nothing but the row index and the column index. Got it. And to create those which have been mentioned, so inside the functionality, okay, we used to say like attributes or parameters, or you can able to mention it as an arguments related to it. Okay, so inside the functionality, okay, so most like arguments we used to say. Okay, so this index and the columns are nothing but arguments. Okay, so let's write it arguments. Like just a few tech names, okay, like term names or technical names we are trying to use it out also. Okay, so we are trying to display which is already been we created a array, I mean a matrix we have been created and now as a data frame we are trying to display. Okay, so if everyone have been clear with this one, just give it as a thumbs up. So let's see how many have been cleared. I'll try to let's check it out also. Okay, so many have been tried also. I think in your collab or Jupyter notebooks you might have been trying to. If you are getting some errors, okay, so if you're getting some errors, so maybe like kind of syntax, okay, just check it out. Maybe might bracket mistakes, okay, or like kind of comma mistakes might be available. Okay, just check in that format. Okay, so it's like very much very commonly used errors. Okay, not much high kind of length errors might not be happen. Just a simple mistakes might get it, or you can able to easily rectify that. Okay, you can just check that view. Okay, so you able to get it clear. So for now, so till here, for NumPy and Pandas differentiation, I clear this. So NumPy is nothing but numerical Python where basic of array where multiple values and is trying to get stored into one particular like format. Okay, either row and either column or like stacking that particular information. Stacking is like one by one. Okay, so we are trying to relate. So one by one, we are trying to get stored. And that particular array in an advanced view we are trying to use it as a data frames that is being present in our pandas library here. Got it. So yes, so let's see so how many have been cool. Yes, okay, fine. Right, so I think for today, so it's like very much a few important concepts, okay, which has been even attached to the other libraries also. Okay, so even which you have been mentioning your visualization part, which is very much interesting also. Okay, there we are trying to relate, and I mean using this data frames and even the actual Excel also. I'll try to show it out. And one more, okay, one more for installation. I was trying to mention that I'll try to show it out here. So for any library installation, okay, so library installation. So we used to use it like pip install library name. This is a command, okay. So pip is like Python interface package or program interface package. You can able to say. Okay, so I just write it. So pip is Python or program interface package. Okay, so now I'm like interactive package and all you can able to say. So even other names we have, but commonly we used to mention this word. Okay, so where it's like kind of storage. Okay, in that view, it is trying to grab that particular package from the net and is trying to get installed in our system. Okay, there is a difference. Okay, so pip install and the library name. If suppose that library is not been present in your system for installation and so on at that time, so you can able to use this command and then download the packages. Okay, so this NumPy, Pandas, but these are kind of pre-installed. Okay, so these are already pre-installed one. So, but if other library which is not been available, so if you want to install, then this command will be much useful one. Okay, so this is like commonly in our command prompt, we can able to use it. Even in our Jupyter notebook or here is also, we can able to use this command here. Okay, cool. So I think got it. I think this was, I think I was mentioning it out the last, I'll try to specify it on sort. Fine. Okay. Right. So I hope everyone got an interesting concepts for today. Right, so everyone have been, yes, okay, cool. And before going to this further part, I just want to mention, okay, so in our let's upgrade, okay, so we have like programs, okay, so which is like full stack web development program and even for full stack data science program we have to, so you can able to enroll in our view. Okay, so we have like many different sessions have been available. So if you want to enroll either, depending on your view of development and whatever maybe. Okay, so let's say data science. So I'm trying to get insight to that. So we'll be sharing. Okay, so we'll be sharing this link. Okay, so you can able to get enrolled. Okay, and yeah, like list of all the like what and all concepts will be trying to learn. Kind of brochure view. Everything will be trying to get displayed. Okay, so try to get let's try to just see this page and try to see what and all things we are trying to get provided from our let's upgrade, and it's like kind of community wise which we have taught also. It's kind of interesting program. Okay, and yes, so even many advanced techniques. Okay, so like as we have been mentioned, so kind of data visualization further will be trying to learn it out also, like few did that matplotlib and seaborn. So this is very much kind of interesting concept. Even some have been mentioning about power bi. Okay, so that power bi or even tableaus and so on. Okay, so many different tools have been available also. And data analysis, actually we have been started. This Pandas was the data analysis part, and other related concepts also have been available here. Okay, so you can just go through this from our side. So we have this, and it's a kind of almost like 6 months and so on. I mean, a kind of duration which has been available. So you can just go through here, and related points you can able to have discussion. So one-to-one person mentoring also we have taught also. Okay, so fine, and I just want to relate here just a second from our team. Okay, right. So it's totally like in kind of industry professional. Okay, so it's not like kind of any trainers can be available. So we are from the all the IT people which have been working, and even I've been working in one company HTC, and I'm trying to get explain away in the market ways, and getting people understand. Okay, so students get understand. Even some have been from working also. So everything will be trying to get in depth view. Okay, so we have a batch starting here also on say 17 September. So it may be much when you're trying to get enrolled. Okay, so in that way. And based on that, here, okay, so we have like discounts. Okay, so that is for the part when you try and get started with that also. And of course, we have some quiz will be conducted. Okay, so even which we have been mentioning like assignments and so on. For the between like quiz will be conducted. So which here we have been taken off for the quiz wise. So the first and second and third, okay. So Zaid Khan has been taken this. So the first prize is being shared, and like kind of Amazon coupon, okay. So it'll be shared. So you can just contact our admin people, okay. So where you can get that coupon, and so he's the first winner now. Okay, so like very much congrats. So in that view, and similar to the Sivanathan who got like an runner view like second, and this LU coins is nothing but kind of like related to our kind of money type of view. Okay, so like let's upgrade coins is to say, so 150 coins will be later or discount also. And third is like Sujit, okay, so who got like 100 coins, so is the third winner. Okay, so which is being conducted. Okay, so it's like quiz winners which is being available. So suddenly when you try and conduct some quiz in between, okay, based on that, so we get as in kind of first and second and third. Okay, so further in our assignment view also related to it. So once you have been completed, try to mark your attendance, check your progress. Okay, once you have been get connected, I mean with the attendance and the assignments, so we'll be getting further. And in that point of view, okay, it's like 50% and so on. We'll be getting some certifications and so on. Okay, so we'll be sharing it out. So try to get focused. Okay, so try to get focused. Just see what knowledge you're trying to get, and you're trying to claim the rewards and so on. And even do follow up in our Instagram for Let's Upgrade. Okay, and even now YouTube's also try to say subscribe. So many mentors have been available. Okay, so and we are here to make you grow up and enter into the future technology wise also. Right. Okay, okay, cool. I hope everyone has been had a good time here. Okay, so related to it. Fine. So for today we'll try to end up here. So now upcoming sessions we'll try to see. So hope I'll try to see tomorrow. Okay, so join our channels. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, we'll be sharing assignments also. Yeah.